Well, away we go then for the first of the qualifying sessions. Like I said, Trevor Westman on the Kawasaki Ninja 650 Rockstar Performance bike. Paul Medell, lovely to have Paul Medell always in there. Already a biker down, a rider down at turn one. And the marshals run towards the machine and the rider. The rider is down, and they'll have to probably halt the qualifying session. So most likely that will be a red flag situation, because what happens is rider down at turn one through the KFM section. And yeah, the red flag is being showed in the pit lane now. So all the riders will come and, well, they'll come back into the pits, presumably. As the riders go now down the back straight towards Fastron corner, turn 5. And they will then get, well, they'll probably come onto the grid first, maybe, because that's usually what happens in a race. But I would think sometimes it would more be in the pits, because they'll see the red flags, they'll get back in the pits. They know this qualifying session is going to be halted. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're coming right into the pits now. Many of them will go back to their boxes or to the dummy grid section. And of course, our fantastic marshals and crew always on the scene within seconds. And we always have some of the bravest men and women, of course, on the bikes. And we'll keep you updated on the situation there. But for now, the qualifying session, the Power Series, well, we're starting off, of course, today with the Powersport bikes. They'll come back into the pits, and we'll wait it out until they get a green flag. Green flag has come out, green light in the pit lane, and away we go for the first of the sessions here for the bikes. And everybody cleanly through into turn 1 KFM corner. They'll take it much easier through that section, and we'll watch the times now. Powersport motorcycles qualifying. If you're just joining us now, and it is the first of the bike sessions, like I said, because we had a rider go down in the first of the qualifying sessions. The qualifying session was stopped and then delayed. We had the Formula Libras, and now we're back onto the motorcycles again. But let's see them as they come out now. Get a good warm-up lap in. Remember, nice and early. Get some rubber down on the circuit. The Formula Libras have done just that for them. But the 650s and 300s class, 2 classes in one for the RST TrackMac Powersport motorcycles. Their first qualifying. We have a 1-hour enduro, like I said earlier on as well. That's going to be the last race of the day. And what will happen then is we'll have just myself taking you through that. Frank and Gary have to make their way out to Worcester to go and commentate on the oval racing that's happening there. So oval racing fans, there's some good news for you as well, that our season's getting well and truly underway here. All right, so first sighting lap done now, and now we can go for the good lap times in this particular one. Kewan Snyman, it's Sector 1. He's fastest in Sector 1 for now. Watch him as he comes through. Then if you can repeat that, I see a fast sector time from Slade van Niekerk in Sector 3. As we are now on the proper laps, yeah. Fastest sector time for Jason Lineker in 2. It's a 24.9. Then the last lap. So Kewan Snyman will probably take provisional pole position here for this first Powersport race of the season on the 650, or sorry, on the 300. But yeah, he takes the provisional pole, 125.095, 1.5 seconds faster than David Lindemann. But the big boys are going to come out. Trevor Westman, fastest in Sector 1 on the Kawasaki. And he carries proudly the number 1, Jason Lineker, like I said as well. He goes now provisional pole at 23.082 ahead of Kewan Snyman, and that's 2 seconds in it for them. Six minutes to go in the qualifying session of the 10. Jason Lineker. Paul Medell comes up into second position. Jason Lineker is first at the moment, a second between the two of them. You see Trevor Westman is really pumping in the times now. Yeah, he's got a second sector time that's gone purple. And he'll then be running at Slade van Niekerk goes fast as a 1:22.496 after getting that third sector time in the purple. And then Trevor Westman goes up into second with the fastest first sector time. So the Kawasaki moving slowly but surely up in the field. Good to be back out there again as well. Yeah, Slade van Niekerk. He will take it for the first sector time from Trevor Westman. It's gone up now, the number 1 bike. And it looks like he's heading for provisional pole. He's 0.2 of a second off of Slade van Niekerk. And well, with halfway in this qualifying session done now, Trevor Westman falls down to third position here. Paul Medell nicely up there in the fourth position as well, challenging for the top 3, and then ahead of Kewan Snyman, the first of the 300s. So the 300s seeing how far they can get up against the 650s. Yeah, so Kewan Snyman, like I say, top in the 300s class. David Lindemann all the way down in 7th. He is 300 number 2 there. Kewan Snyman goes slightly down as Chris Williams comes up into the top 5 of this particular session.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, so we have it now. Jason Lineker at still at the top there. Number 93 improves that lap time as well to a 1:22 dead by Jason Lineker, the 93 machine. 3 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in this qualifying session. Slade van Niekerk, 0.4 of a second off, fastest in first sector. Fastest in the first sector for him, and well, time elapsed, of course, 6.5 minutes now in this first of the sessions for the bikes. Trevor Westman still hangs out there in third position at the moment. Slade van Niekerk, fastest in the first sector. No, he's basically a white standard sector in the second sector as we will go now into this last 3 minutes.
Well, pretty much about 3 minutes left to go with the qualifying session, and it looks like it's going to pan out pretty much as we expected, with Jason Lineker on a 1:22 dead, which is a very, very respectable time for that motorcycle, no doubt about it. RST TrackMac Powersport motorcycles, Jason Lineker on the 650, Trevor Westman on a 22.3, just 3/10 slower. Slade a 10th slower than that, and then a 1.2 down to that fourth position.
2 laps left to go. Well, 2 minutes, I should rather say, left to go. Lineker is a 1:21.898. Westman on his Kawasaki. Number 1 is now, wow, he's quite a number of time off, about 4/10 of a second, with Van Niekerk coming up there as well. Slade Van Niekerk coming up into the 3rd place. Paul Medel in the 4th position over there with Williams and Flach following suit there as well. Those are all the 650s now. Kewan Snyman still hangs out there in 7th position on the, well, that's overall his 7th position, but first in class 300. And, well, that will be David Lindemann in 8th position overall. 2nd in class 300. Rob de Vos a little bit further down in the 650s with Edward Rolstone. That basically runs out the top 10. Yeah, just less than a minute left for this one. Jason Lineker goes fastest again, a 1:21.834. So he's pumping in the fast lap times. He really wants to get this pole position ahead of Trevor Westman and then Slade Van Niekerk still as well. So the checkered flag will be falling very shortly. Remember, anybody who started a lap just before the checkered flag comes out will be able to complete that lap. And then we'll have the time. So Slade Van Niekerk, best time as well. A 1:21.323 from Slade Van Niekerk. Lovely stuff with Westman going up into 2nd. So within the blink of an eye, Lineker has lost provisional pole position, is now currently in 3rd position ahead of Paul Medel. And yep, the checkered flag is now out. So we'll see them, you'll see on the screen now. They'll be waving the checkered flag, and that will be the session done then. Stavro Michel, 18th position, comes across the line. Slade Van Niekerk will claim pole position for this session. Trevor Westman in 2nd, with Jason Lineker in 3rd position. Certainly still on a lap at the moment, but I don't think he's going to do anything special over this next lap or so. So I think that's basically going to be it for the Powersport motorcycles. All right, so good morning, everybody. If you didn't join us for the qualifying sessions, we are now ready for racing. And the first race of the day is going to be the Powersport, the RST TrackMac Powersport Motorcycles Race 1. And a good field out there, I'll tell you that much. Slade Van Niekerk will be on the Kawasaki 650. He is on pole position with Trevor Westman and Jason Lineker in 3rd. It's a whole lot of 7 of them are Kawasaki's at the front of the field. Remember, we have the 650 class and we have the 300 class, and sometimes the 300s mix it in with the 650s. But I'm not alone. It's joining me for this race. It's going to be none other than Gary Fleming. Biker boy.
Good morning. Well, ever since we've got a TV screen upstairs here, I can also see the colors and the sizes and the what have you, and enjoying being able to do some RST TrackMac Powersport motorcycles. Race number 1 for the day. A couple of the young guns moving up, the likes of Slade Van Niekerk, Jason Lineker. Nice to see Paul Medel is out there again. Franco Flach moving up from the 300 class as well. So interesting to see how these young guns that have started their careers on the karting circuit, then out onto the main circuit with the smaller 300cc bikes, and now moving up to, well, the better part of 65% of a whole liter that they've got out there. 650s. Franco Flach putting in a 24.2, which is a pretty decent time for somebody that's new into the 600 class. And, wow, what a talent he is, no doubt about it. A lot of expectations for him. Slade in there on a 121.3 on that ER650. The Ninja of Trevor Westman, 121.7, so 4/10 between the 2 top runners. And you'll probably find with the amount of wind that there is, that is purely a slipstream down the back straight. That is 0.4.
Oh, it's going to be interesting, Gary. You see the flags rippling quite a bit of wind coming down that part of the circuit. So when they come down the main straight, maybe get a good gust as they come out of Fastron Turn 5. Remember, it's going to be 8 racing laps. There'll be two warm-up laps they'll do out of the pits, and then they'll line up on the grid. There's about 19 of them. There's 19 of them in all, yes. First 7 are Kawasaki's, as I said. Then we have the David Lindemann Yamaha R3. He's the second of the 300s. Number 7, of course, on the grid is Kewan Snyman. He is a pole position in the 300 class, but we'll be mixing it up there nicely with the top very shortly as well. And you would see this for the first race. But also going about Franco Flach as well. He started actually in motocross many years ago. And a lot of guys come from motocross onto the main circuit. Many of them find it much more easier on the body, much maybe a bit safer as well, but easier on the bones. But went to school with him as well, both primary and high school. So he's known him for a number of years. I wouldn't say we were the best of friends, but hey, he's out there and he's campaigning. But I see one of the little golf is being taken back on the flatbed, and that is currently the delay that we'll be experiencing before this Powersport race. Oh, so away we go. Finally, green flag. I saw down in Fastron corner turn 5, there was a bit of oil being swept up, I think, or just a bit of debris swept off the circuit. I don't see much of a adhesive powder, but there was a bit of cleanup down that side of the circuit. Well, anyway, Slate for Nikak, as we're talking about, a 1:21.323, 4/10 of a second faster in qualifying than Trevor Westman on the Ninja 650. Here they come up now, 2 warm-up laps. Well, they get all the heat into the tires and into the brakes as well. 2 warm-up laps as they do. They do a very cautious sighting lap, maybe a little bit more on the pace for the second of the laps, and then get into the grid hatchings as they will come around then for their 8-lap race. Like I say, only one Yamaha on the field over there. David Lindemann, a number of KTMs as well. Nicholas Hutchings, Brad Hutchings, Mitch Robinson in there as well. We have Stavro Michel and Sean Klein in the 390s with a lot of ninjas out there. Wesley Blake and the only Honda, the CBR 500R. And yeah, I don't speak under correction there. It is the only Honda in the field. Mostly Kawasaki's. I can't overstate it enough. And most of them are 650s. And then you'll go on to the 300s class as well with the Powersport motorcycles. They should be coming in shortly to come into their grid hatchings. There'll be a number of bike races today, the 2 Powersport races, and then at the end of the day we'll have the hour enduro where a number of these riders will also do some duty in that last race of the day. Some riders will be going it alone, some will be sharing their bikes. But remember, that's only at the last bit of the day. As the marshals just remind all the riders, just take it easy. The photographers will get some good shots through those sections as well as they go through Fastron. And here comes well, settling into position then. Number 19 of Q and Sneyman gets into position, and that is the 7th on the grid. Here comes the number 5 machine of Paul Medell. The Kawasaki will pull into 4th position. Number 93. We look for Slade van Niekerk here coming as well. The number 93 will be in the 3rd position over here as well. That's Jason Lineker. Then we have Trevor Westman on the Rockstar Energies, Rockstar bike, of course, Rockstar Performance, I should rather say. There we have now the pole man, Slade van Niekerk. We wait for the lights, though, as well. As the 1 minute board has come out. Full Herald, for the Dolphin Herald will be out there as well. You'll put up the 5-second board. Watch the lights, and away we go for the start of this race. And it's a terrible start from Slade van Niekerk. It looks like Trevor Westman might get the whole shot, but I think Slade van Niekerk will come right back. I think it's Trevor Westman, I think, has taken the lead of this race. We'll find out now as they go through turn 1. The Rockstar Performance bike, a great start from him. Slade van Niekerk a little bit bogged down on the start, Gary, as they came out there, but it looks like he might have just recovered just a little bit over there as well. The number 93 bike of Jason Lineker will be hanging in there as well as they go through Quarry turn 2, and then they'll make their way there through the kink towards the 3rd turn at Damps.
Well, having worked so hard to get that pole position and then bogging it down just a little, I think when the 5-second board started to move, the lights changed a bit quicker than what he expected. He was still busy getting onto the revs there. And yeah, when he let the clutch out, he didn't have the revs that he wanted. He had to just slip the clutch just a little and then get it into the torque band, and then it pulled. But that's the difference between getting the whole shot and not getting the whole shot. Well, it'll be a reasonable size difference between the 600s and the 300 class as they work their way down into Fastron, Cape Town Corner. Fastron, the main sponsor for Cape Town Corner for the 2021 season. Lovely to have these guys on board, Pertamina and the Fastron. Well, here they come through to complete the first lap. Slade van Niekerk from that pole position finds himself now down into 2nd place as they work their way down to KFM Corner.
Wow, this is going to promise quite an exciting race, Gary. I think originally Jason Lineker also got the jump on Slade van Niekerk, but he's taken that place right back now. 0.3 of a second between Slade van Niekerk in 2nd and Trevor Westman in 1st position. That's their first standing start lap now. Now they're going to really open it up as they go into the 2nd turn now as well. We'll try and see now as they come through on the list as well. 7 laps to go, and who will be leading class, the 2nd class over here as well, class 300, which is Q and Sneyman at the moment. Between him, 1.7 seconds off of what is David Lindemann.
Nice to see the old man out there. Paul Medell, refer to him as old man as opposed to the age of the other youngsters that's out there. Paul's been around for probably 2.5 decades on the seat, having fun on and off. Spent a lot of time with moon boots and crutches through the years with recurring problems. That is the side effect of racing motorcycles. Very, very hard for a long time as they work their way down the back main, down into Fastron Corner. That front 4 all sitting right on top of one another as they come back out towards us now. No change up there. Trevor Westman from Slade van Niekerk. Jason Lenica. Paul Madel sticks in there. Then, whoa, there's a turn up at the books. Look at that. Slade van Niekerk goes to the front of the pack. 72 thousandths of a second by the time that they came past the start-finish line. That pack of 4 is now becoming a 5-way battle and could even become a 6-way battle at this stage of the fight. Franco Flach and Chris Williams right in there.
Trevor Westman's going to have a go into quarry turn 2, and he'll take the lead right back, Gary, but not for long on the inside. Slade van Niekerk will edge it out as they go through the kink now as well. He's going to have to keep himself going there as well. Trevor Westman on the outside. He'll stab at it again. Looks like under braking. Trevor Westman can go much longer into the corner as well. Later on the brakes, they go down the straight at the back there as well into car kick clinic corner number 4, and look who's starting to join them as well is Jason Lineker. But look, it was Paul Madel. Fastest lap for him, a 1:21.551.
Oh, the old man's out there and doing it, but don't forget about the man that's closing on the back of that group. The 5th bike that you see there, that is Franco Flach. Can he close that gap? If the front 3 slow one another down just a little bit, it's probably going to turn into a 5-way battle. 4 it is at this stage of the fight. Oh, the leader right on top of the curbstone as he comes out of Fastron corner. Once again, they side by side. There's nothing in it. And now it's Linus Stern as they work their way with the southeast. Slade van Niekerk, Trevor Westman, Jason Lineker, Paul Madel. Franco Flach finds himself. That you see on the camera, that is 0.6 of a second when you're doing close to 200 kilometers an hour coming past the bottom end of the commentary box.
Out of turn 1, they go towards now to the Porsche straight to turn 2. But remember, the more they fight with each other there at the front, Gary Slade and Trevor, the more Jason Lineker can size them up. Paul Madel, even Franco Flach can actually join that battle fairly shortly as well. A relative newcomer, you could say, to the class, but he's still in it. Slade van Niekerk leads the way through turn 3 now. They'll go onto the straight, but Trevor Westman goes on the outside slightly a bit. I also maintain that he's better on the brakes through there as well, but on the straights, Slade van Niekerk's got the power going down.
Well, on the previous lap, which they just did, it was in fact Franco Flach that was the quickest of everybody on that lap, and he took a couple of tenths out of everybody in front of him. So that battle up front is definitely in his favor at this stage of the fight. The front 3 very close to one another. Franco closing in slowly but surely onto the back end of Paul Madel.
Coming around there, Paul Madel had fastest lap on the 2nd lap of the race, and it was quite quick at the front now as well. Here comes Westman alongside Slade van Niekerk. Then we have Paul Lineker as well coming across the line there as well. Now, Paul Madel holds the fastest lap, but watch out for Jason Lineker. Is he going to make a move? Look at them. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them out there, Gary. So close proximity. Then a massive gap we have until the next of the runners there as well, and that is De Vos. Kewen's name on in the 300s class. He's keeping up David Lindemann and Rob De Vos. Edward Rolstone comes through as well in that class as well. They are the bottom 650s.
Well, in that front group of, let's call it now 6, once again, the fastest out there was Franco Flach, the only one to make the 1-minute 22-second barrier. So Franco, I think, started to pick up a bit of a toe as they went down the back main, and that's what made the difference. A 121.8, everybody else in the 122.1s that was in front of him. So 2 tenths. Let's see what he can do this time. Down the back main, they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Linus Stern, they are all now pretty much close enough to be able to get in that slipstream. I think here comes a dogfight of note with 4 laps to go.
Yeah, I know, half distance now, Gary. I think Lineker as well is just biding his time. He's just waiting for that right moment. They're going to come up and lap a bike soon. I think that's Stavro Michel on the KTM that they'll be coming up to lap fairly shortly. He could play a factor here. Look at Lineker. He's on the straight, and then they'll go up to turn 1 and into KFM corner. He'll be on the outside. Will he take it? No, he won't. He'll fall back into 3rd position and then into the clutches there of Paul Madel, who still holds that 121.551 from earlier on as well. Yeah, they go down the old the Porsche straight, the old Joubert straight, and then into that turn 2. They will then run, and there is Stavro Michel. He might play a factor over here as well, as Rob De Vos, Edward Rolstone and Brett Roberts all cross the line. Roberts, of course, looks like he's 3rd in the class 300.
Well, biking guru Dave Abrams up here with us in the commentary box. He predicted that this was going to be some of the new guns that was going to really turn the front of the 650 class upside down. Dave, everything you expected and more.
Absolutely. All I can do is thank Slade van Niekerk and Jason Lineker for making my words come true so well. It's fascinating racing.
Well, it's the closest that I've ever seen. Wow, 2 abreast up front, 2 abreast for 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, right in the game. Down into Fastron corner they go, hard on the brakes. That's roundabout. Well, somebody's gone off. I think that could have been Williams or Flach that went off. No, I think it's the 4th bike that was in that group. Wow, could that be? Yeah, I think it's Medell. Yeah, it was Paul Medell that went off. So Jason Lineker hits the front from Slade van Niekerk. Trevor Westman all of a sudden has got some kids on the block that are giving him he is no longer the king of the 600s.
No, he's not, Gary. And I see Franco Flach in the 3rd sector. Now, just coming across the line, posted a faster sector time. Purple at 28.2. Could he be opening up now? He's only 0.3 of a second, Franco Flach, off of Trevor Westman.
Well, Trevor Westman's just decided that he's heard what the commentators are saying, and he's trying to prove us wrong, starting to work his way closer towards the front end of the field. Fastest lap so far, the man that did go off in turn 5, Paul Medalla, 121.551. Leading out the 300 class, Kewan Snyman from David Lindemann. And then next up is Brett Roberts, but there's 2 600s between them.
Well, Wesley Blake and Yuda Andrinja, they are towards the back end of the field. They are being lapped basically shortly, but there they come now, barreling it in. Jason Lineker crossed the line first the last time around. This is going to be, when they cross the line, the flag lap. Only one more lap left to go when they cross the line. It is Jason Lineker that leads the way in the chaos, but watch there behind him. Here comes Slade van Niekerk. He will drift, drive wide past over there, and nothing at all. But I think, sorry, that actually is a lapped bike that they're going past at the moment now. I think it's Andrinja that they are going past. Trevor Westman still holding in that position, Gary.
Slade van Niekerk looks like he's made just a bit of a gap between himself and Westman as they work their way up the Joubert Straight down into turn number 2. I see there's some Wingfield sign writing on turn number 2. We can somehow call that the Wingfield corner. Through the kink they go now for the first time in the better part of 10 laps. There's a bit of a gap between first and second place. Is that gap big enough to break the toe down the back, mate? I almost think he's done the right move with a lap and a half to go.
This is where heroes are made, Gary, and yeah, it's going to happen now. It's now or never at the front of the field. Now, bike's about to be lapped, playing into the hands of some of them. Westman, head is down. Slade van Niekerk likewise leads the way. Lineker briefly led across the line, but lost it to 3rd position. They go into the Fastron corner now, turn 5, and they'll run it to the line, and they'll be taking no more guys after that on the lap side of things. But it looks like it's going to be Slade van Niekerk. Will he keep ahead of Trevor Westman? It looks like he will then, and cross the line to take victory ahead of Westman. Lineker in 3rd, and Franco Flach a magnificent 4th position over there, with Chris Williams coming in to finish in the 5th.
Well, there Chris Williams come through, and then the next one should be Kewan Snyman. Let's wait for the 300s to come around.
Well, there we go. Wesley Blake finishes a lap down, looks like as well. The same with Andrinja and Andringer. And we have Ryan Kutsia in the 14th position. We wait for David Lindemann now. Gary, that is 2nd in the 300 class.
That's a pretty nice result for him, I think. Although it was a bit of a distance from the lead rider. But then again, that's nothing to be ashamed of. To be very close to the likes of Kewan Snyman, you've got to be very, very good. Even to be within 3 seconds of him, you've got to be exceptional.
And I think, yeah, we're talking about, yeah, Gary, about a second and a bit between himself and Kewan Snyman. So like you're saying, what a ride. Let me actually just take a look over here. Was it a bit further, actually? David Lindemann. Excuse me, that's a 4. Okay, there we go. That's 14 seconds, excuse me. Still, it's a good push there as well. Just want to take a look there. Roberts after that in the 3rd position in the class. Hutchings, 4th position in 300s, the 2 Hutchings. So a good first race of the day, very promising for the rest of the racing here, Gary. Some good close racing. And we move now on to the Formula Libras. Full Herald runs out of the way, and away we go for the start of the second Powersport race. It looks like Trevor Westman's going to be on the outside, but it looks like Jason Lineker might just take the lead. No, Trevor Westman takes it from the outside. He goes in and will take the whole shot into turn 1 KFM corner onto the Porsche straight. They'll then run then as well, nice and clean there through for everybody. Lineker down into second, and then Slade van Niekerk under pressure over here. I think as Franco Flach will be on the outside of him as they go into turn 2. Oh, poking a bit of nose in there as well, the likes of Paul Medell. I don't know if he got back in the race. Chris Williams, and then they'll go around onto the turn 3 section. So Trevor Westman started second in the last race, second in this race. Now he's chasing it down on the Rockstar Performance machine. All Kawasaki's, as I say again, at the forefront of the field, all the 650s. They're going to go through the double right-hander at double apex right-hander and onto the back straight. So they went through Car Care Clinic corner and now into Fastron, turn 5. As they get into the braking zone down there. Watch them as they go through there. It's going to be nose, well, not quite nose to tail. He's not as tight to the corner as Trevor Westman, but watch them as they come around now towards the Mad Max Bridge. And across the line will go, well, Jason Lineker. Will he make a move down to turn 1? He is going to go side by side. I think he might just take a lead, but I think braver on the brakes is Trevor Westman. Slade van Niekerk comes the 3rd. Franco Flach is 4th. Q and Sneijman doing nicely on the 300. He's 5th overall at this time. And now they go for their first proper fast lap. And Slade van Niekerk now going to be closing in the gap there in 3rd position as they go around. Franco Flach will start falling off the back there a little bit. Q and Sneijman ahead of David Lindemann, and that's about 1.5 seconds between the two of them. Robin de Vos, the rest of the 600s, him and Nicholas Hutchings and Edward Rollstone. Brad Hutchings in 10th position at this time, as they now got lap 2 and 7 laps, including the one they are currently on, to go in this race. Watch them as they go into Car Care Clinic corner at turn 4. The cameras have got them there as well. It is Trevor Westman that still leads the way. He started second on the grid. Lineker was the man on pole, but now he chases down the back straight. He may, where he's going to go on the outside. I think he's going to ride right past him almost there as well. It looks like it. Slade, okay, Slade in second, excuse me. I just pointed out there, Dave Abrams just pointed out to me, Slade van Niekerk up into second, but I don't think for long now, he's first. I saw that the familiar red machine of Trevor Westman has fallen down into second position and into the clutches of Slade van Niekerk. What happens is they go across the line now to start, well, Slade van Niekerk will be the fastest lap for him of a 1:21.570, and Jason Lineker was just ahead, I think, as they crossed the line. And, well, let me tell you one thing. We talk about 4/10 of a second between the two of them. So very fast and furious over here as well. I see a move is being made. Is that going to be Jason Lineker on the outside? And Slade van Niekerk has now got it through properly now. Trevor Westman down into 3rd position. Franco Flach will be looking behind them as well to see if he can try and hang on to the back of the 3 in front of him. And it's going to be quite a tough ask, but I see more movement being made as well. Trevor Westman almost on the outside through turn 3. They'll come towards turn 4, Car Care Clinic now, and they'll lean in through that section. They've already broken up quite a gap between themselves and the likes of Q and Sneijman. Of course, Q and Sneijman on the 300, and I think Lineker is going to have another go. Slade van Niekerk now down the back straight they run. He's on the inside, got the corner advantage. He'll poke the nose slightly ahead, but who's braver on the brakes? Is it going to be Slade van Niekerk? I actually have a feeling Slade van Niekerk will poke his nose slightly ahead over there. Watch out for Trevor Westman. He's back up into second. Back up into second. Franco Flach is loving this. He can close up the gap to them as well. Here they go across the line now. And yeah, Slade will lead the way over the line. He's wonderful riding from this youngster. And they're going all into the first turn as well, into turn 1 KFM corner. This is tight racing. Look at Franco Flach. I'd like to see him make a move there on Jason Lineker ahead of him as well. Lineker will go onto the inside into turn 2. No, he's not close enough. And Westman goes on the outside, but may have left the door too wide open almost for Jason Lineker. We're actually forgetting what is happening further down the field over here. We have Kewan Snyman and David Lindemann. They are 5 seconds between the two of each other. There's not much happening over there as far as Class 300 is concerned. Robin de Vos will round off that section over there as well. But watch now the leaders come through into turn 4. Car Care Clinic corner. You'll see in the background there, Car Care Clinic. Onto the back straight they run. Get their heads down. Slade van Niekerk almost wheel to wheel with Trevor Westman. He'll look onto the inside. We could have 3 abreast going into Cape Town, Old Cape Town corner, Fastron corner, turn 5. Watch the cameras over here as well if you're watching at home. And this is going to be something to watch over here. There's Franco Flach once again. Yeah, I think Trevor Westman might have just taken the lead. He has. Wonderful stuff, but now it's not going to hold it because I think Slade van Niekerk has just got the pace down the straight. Lineker will do exactly the same, and Lineker might go onto the inside, but I think what happens is brave on the brakes. He closes in. Is Slade van Niekerk. Wonderful stuff here from the top 4 over there. Then Kewan Snyman, David Lindemann, Rob de Vos, and well, no other close ones. The only close one is Mitch Robinson and Ryan Kutsia in the 300 class. They are only a 1/10 of a second between each other. So we'll watch them as they come around. But the big battle, of course, is the one at the front at the moment. You can't take your eyes off of this battle. They come out of turn 2 through the kink now, all the way to Damps. Damps in turn 3 now. They'll run their way down in there, nose to tail with each other. It's wonderful stuff. The best lap time still Slade van Niekerk, number 96, is the 1 minute 21.570. They're going to come down the back straight now. They have 4 laps left to go, including the current one they are on. And they'll be coming up to lap some riders now soon as well. I want to just take a look at who's going down there, and that might affect things. It's going down there quite nicely. I think Paul Medell did not start this race, unfortunately. Sean Klein, he got the gearbox problems, unfortunately. But Sean Klein, he is now the first to be lapped. He will be coming up shortly as the riders come around now. Trevor Westman pokes his nose ahead, but always on the straight. Slade van Niekerk's going to have a way. Yep, Slade van Niekerk gets himself ahead. Look at Franco Flach. Franco Flach is also there in that section as well. Might take it on the inside of that little group and may actually have gotten it up into second position for a short period, with Trevor Westman fighting on the outside as they come onto the Old Joubert straight. And what is now the Porsche straight. They're going to go past Klein, and they're going to go into turn 2. Turn 2, it looks like Slade van Niekerk has fallen back. It's Trevor Westman back up in the lead. It is. And they're going to go now through the kink once more. 3 laps, including the one they are currently on at the moment. Still Slade van Niekerk holds that fastest lap. He started in 3rd position. He got himself up into the lead, and he's always difficult to catch as well, but they've already kept it around him quite nicely. They're going to go now back into the Car Care Clinic corner as well. Just getting a little bit of a gap between himself and everybody over there as well. It is the Rockstar Performance Machine. All Kawasaki's this, remember. And I see Jason Lineker is on the tail end of that group, and they are miles ahead of the rest. I'll tell you that one. Yes, it is a 300 that is next, but still, that puts everything into perspective as they're going to cross the line now. They'll come out of the Fastron corner. The next man, I think they'll be lapping soon as well as he comes past over here, will be... I'll find out the name for you over there as well. So it comes across the line now, and I think it's going to be Stavro Michel that will be the next man. They'll come up and a lap, but I think it is still Westman that will keep that lead with 2 laps left to go. So basically we're coming into the all or nothing section of the race now, and Slade van Niekerk held on to second position. Jason Lineker and Franco Flach having one of the races of his life over here as well. Michel is going to be coming into view very shortly. He will keep to the side most likely, leave the racing line to the guys at the front, and they'll come into the turn 3 Damps section of the track, and hopefully he gets out of the way there as Stavro Michel. Not quite, but yeah, they get through, and I think what happens is this might spread them out just a little bit. As far as things are concerned, Stavro Michel, they just got past him now. He's one of the 300 guys on the KTM. Watch them as they go down the back straight now. They've all spread out just a little bit. I see Rob de Vos in 7th position, Edward Rolstone, Brett Roberts, and Nicholas Hutchins all the way down the track at the moment. But here we go now. It's only a lap and a little bit left to go as we go on. So it's all about hanging on now as well. And a few more bikes to come up and lap. Wesley Blake and Yaida Andringa is going to be the next couple to get lapped. So Slade van Niekerk leads the way now as they go through the lap traffic. Then it is Westman, then it is Jason Lineker, then it is Franco Vlug. Franco Vlug having a bit of a tough time actually keeping up with everybody as well. He got up because they're battling with each other, but don't count him out yet. Anything can still happen over here. Jason Lineker took a look on the inside of turn 2. Turn 2, they took a nice little inside look over there, but no, it's not going to happen. And I think what happens is Lineker got up a position into second position in this race. More lap traffic to lap now they're going to be coming up to. And I think what happens is there's Ryan Coetzee, Mitch Robinson, the likes of that as well. And they're going to make their way through. I think Slade van Niekerk will hold it. I think Trevor Westman just got back up into second place. I'll see them as they come onto the back straight now. Onto the back straight, we'll see them run. It is now Trevor Westman in second position. Slade van Niekerk. Watch Jason Lineker though. Jason Lineker, it's all or nothing for him too now. And we'll see them as they go as a gaggle into the last turn here. Into Cape Town corner, into Fastron corner, turn 5. If you're watching on the screens here now, it's going to be a belt to the line. Who's going to take it? Is it going to be Van Niekerk? Is it going to be Westman? Who's it going to be? Westman is currently in the lead, and he's going to have to push it to the line now. It's going to be instantly close, and Lineker comes in there too. And I think Slade van Niekerk just gets it over Jason Lineker and Trevor Westman in third position. Franco Vlug, fourth position for him. We wait now for the 300s will come through. Kewan Snyman ahead of Lindemann, 14.9 seconds ahead of Lindemann, very much the same as it was. It was actually across the line, and we're talking about 800ths of a second between Jason Lineker and Trevor Westman. What wonderful racing over here as well. Lindemann second in class for Kewan Snyman, and Roberts will be the third man. The two Hutchings will come through, and fourth and fifth in class. But let me go back to class 650. De Vos in fifth position after Vlug, Rollstone, Andringa. Williams and Medell did not take part. Williams didn't take part either. Of course, they had technical issues with the bikes. Snyman wins ahead of Lindemann in 300 class. Roberts, and then Nicholas Hutchings, Brad Hutchings, then Robertson, Mitch Robinson, Blake, Severo Michel, and then Sean Klein. So that was a hell of a motorcycle race, I'll tell you that much at the front. And well, hopefully we're going to get some great races coming up as well. Remember, later on we do have the 1 hour motorcycle enduro, and a lot of these guys that are in this field now will have themselves a go. Just to remind you, a 1:21.570 fastest lap from our winner, Slade van Niekerk, doing 2 wins today. And while those were very hard-fought wins, I'll tell you that much. This was no easy feat when you have the likes of Trevor Westman and Jason Lineker around you. And don't forget Franco Vlug, man who started out in motocross. Well, he's done himself a lovely job over there as well. Can't overstate it. And well, let me tell you one thing. A lot of guys in this class have a lot of fun. A lot of them come up. Slade van Niekerk, you're going to see him in years to come. He's going to be going up to, the 650 bikes and the super bikes, and then going into 1 liter very soon. I can see some big things happening from Slade van Niekerk.
Okay, cool. So you'll be able to, you can just say who you are and you're racing in the track map, and just say you're looking forward to the endurance race later. Any changes, modifications on your bike.
Okay. I'm Brett Roberts, number 202. I'm racing in the Powersport class on the 300. I'm looking forward to doing the Enduro race. It's still up in the air if we're even going to race it because there's some bike problems. But if we get to doing that, it'll be lots of fun. I've done 2 laps on 1,000, so that'll be a new experience. But for now, I'm excited to get off and put some laps together on the 300.
Thank you so much and enjoy your race. Good luck.
Very interesting. It was so close between like the top 5 guys there towards the end, and I mean, it was such an amazing race. I came third, but I just had a great time riding with the other guys. It was nice. It was a very nice battle.
What position did you finish in?
3rd position.
Wow, well done. That's the round 1 Power Series and you came in 3rd position.
Yeah.
So you're setting the ranking so high for yourself for the rest of the year. Hey?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
2014 we had a nice little fight together. They were little Pekingese, and now they're running with me in the front. Slay beat me and Jason in 3rd, so really good, nice race. And
So you guys are setting the competition bar really high for Power Series this year, eh?
yeah, a group of the Powersport guys have all put their heads down, and we're growing the class, growing the sport, and trying to make it festive for everybody.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the racing was great.
Okay. And are you excited for the endurance race later? Are you racing in the endurance race?
I'm excited to watch it, I'll be honest, but I'm not racing now.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, enjoy the Power Series and good luck for the rest of 2021.
Thank you very much.
Check out the crease. Low like I'm big foot, step on the beat. Make a man's runs, let me step out the crease. When the whole push screen, gotta get out there.